Hello everyone and welcome to game number 1 in a series between Sonic and... I believe it's Sonic and Foggy. Hold on, let me double check that real fast for you guys. Give me 1 second. It's the opening segment of the game, and hopefully I do sound a little bit better than I did yesterday. Yeah, it is going to be Sonic and Foggy in a best of 3 series. Over here on the top right hand side of the map, I believe Sonic has spawned. I believe Foggy is actually SK hot, and I believe Sonic is 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 0 1 2 3 4 5. So it is going to be a Night Elf versus Night Elf mirror match. Game 1 taking place here on Nomad Isle. And my apologies for yesterday. Apparently, XSplit decided to use a different microphone rather than the microphone that I was actually speaking into. It was using my webcam microphone, which made me sound like I was casting from the bathroom. Anyways, I am back in front of my computer now with my trusty SM58 microphone. Very high-end vocal microphone for all of you guys out there who are in the know. Very popular for vocal performances and in singing, but that's probably more than you needed to know in terms of, well, becoming an audiophile. Anyways, let's go ahead and break things down here. I'm going to refer to them by color as opposed to trying to refer to them by name, since both of these players are not playing under their typical name. But we do see the blue Night Elf player here opening up with the Priestess of the Moon. Interesting strategy and choice. Priestess of the Moon has been known to do a lot of damage with searing arrows. Also a very good 1.5 tier hero. What do I mean by 1.5 tier? Well, each of the tiers, Tree of Life, Tree of Ages, and Tree of Eternity, stands for one particular tier.
Under attack.
The Priestess of the Moon is very powerful as a 1.5 tier hero because you don't really need to go to tier 2. You can go to just Tree of Life, stay there, go Ancient of War, and then go for the Huntress Hall and get a lot of Huntresses. The Priestess of the Moon is very effective at dealing damage with those Huntresses, as we now see a second Tree of Life coming into play. Alright, this does come as a bit of a surprise to me. Are we going to see a death of that Wisp right there? One more shot would have done it. Searing arrows, the ability coming in from Foggy here, and that is actually making me scratch my head just a bit. Tree of Life with Priestess of the Moon is not a typical strategy at all. Normally, Priestess of the Moon is a very aggressive style hero with a lot of Huntresses. Instead, we're going to be seeing the Priestess of the Moon trying to do an expansion attempt here, as we are now going into an Ancient of War and a Hunter's Hall. I do not believe that this particular strategy from Foggy is going to be successful at all. He doesn't have that large of an army, and one thing that's also a little bit curious there is that the Demon Hunter knows to actually put pressure onto the Priestess of the Moon right now. The Priestess of the Moon is actually taking a lot of damage. The Tree of Life is now going to be significantly delayed, as the Demon Hunter now going to try and take down this Tree of Life here. Searing arrows are very effective, but we are going to be looking also at an Archer joining in on that fight. The Archer now looking to back up here. Priestess of the Moon can get in some easy damage as well. The Priestess of the Moon almost accidentally hit the Tree of Life there as well, as we now see the Demon Hunter attempting to take down this Tree of Life. Tree of Life will most likely get canceled, but it is going to buy a lot of time that Foggy definitely needs, as we see more and more Wisp being purposely brought over. Alright, very interesting strategy there. There is a lot of Wisp now out. There's a detonation as the Demon Hunter now trying to scoot back away. The Priestess of the Moon unable to actually push back that Demon Hunter at all, as the Priestess of the Moon down to about half life. Meanwhile, the Demon Hunter down to about 150. That 5 armor definitely helping out a little bit there. Coming back around, we can see Ultra Vision and Huntresses are being added. Foggy quickly transitioning away from that particular strategy and instead now going into a dual Ancient of War. This is excuse me, very interesting once again, as you remember, we were perhaps looking or teching to go for a longer game, and then all of a sudden Foggy now has dual Ancients of War double training up Huntresses. The Huntress are now going to join in on that battle here. Demon Hunter is back up to full, does have a little bit of mana missing. Meanwhile, the Priestess of the Moon has taken a fair bit of damage still as the Demon Hunter looks to pick up Boots of Speed and perhaps Dust of Appearance. Back across over here, Huntress is still running out across the map. Overall supply is 28 over 40 compared to 30 over 40. As the Huntress count for Foggy is going to continue to grow and grow. All right, a Shadow Melded Archer right there. Ancient Protector is trying to be built. It will get constructed as the Demon Hunter really doesn't want to mana burn this Priestess of the Moon all that much. One of the natural benefits of the Priestess of the Moon compared to, oh wow, a nice little box out play there, and even adding in some sheep into that box out, that is absolutely lovely to see as we are now looking at some damage onto this Demon Hunter. Demon Hunter may try to get a mana burn off there, but instead may end up getting surrounded. This is going to be a really, really one-sided battle here as the Priestess of the Moon all of a sudden boxes his way out, and what a turn of events. All right, Foggy doing a great job there, forcing a Scroll of Town portal as the Huntresses are now trying to run away. Two of them teleport, one of them does not, and that one Huntress is going to be caught away from home. All right, a quick Shadow Meld there perhaps as we see the Huntresses still wandering around. Priestess of the Moon could easily box in this Huntress, and what is going on here could have actually dealt a little bit of damage, trying to rush him into the trees, and that is exactly what we're looking at. One Huntress of Foggy didn't get the memo that he should stop in front of that Huntress as the units are now still being added once more. All right, Huntress, 3-on-3 action fighting here. No True Shot aura. Strangely enough, the Priestess of the Moon has no experience whatsoever. So the Huntresses are not getting that bonus damage at all, which is absolutely huge. Meanwhile, the Priestess of the Moon, though, is benefiting from the fact that it doesn't have that much mana to get mana burned off. If Foggy did not go for that Searing Arrows, perhaps the Priestess of the Moon would be dead already because of all of that mana burn coming from that Demon Hunter. Demon Hunter still off over here, sitting at level 1. Both sides are still trying to fight. They are trying to engage. The glaives are bouncing around once more as Foggy, looking to go for a fast expansion, then does a quick tech change, only to now see that his opponent is taking the Tree of Eternity, has an Ancient of Lore, and is also going for Glaive Throwers. Interesting battle choice there as the Demon Hunter now looking to back off. All right, Huntress is now pushing back across over here. More damage is still being added. Somehow a Naga Sea, which would perhaps be the best hero to use right now, as the Huntresses are still pretty much running around in a circle. Units are still looking to engage. There is a Goblin Zeppelin overhead, as that Goblin Zeppelin is going to keep track of all of these units once more. Priestess of the Moon now looking to back across over here, as the units are now looking to come back into the center. All right, if these Huntresses actually fall to the Priestess of the Moon here, that is going to be a very, very big, devastating blow, as we now see a Huntress down to 136 hit points and still trying to get away. Meanwhile, more glaives being added in the back here. It looks as though Sonik is definitely going for that late game, or at least trying to stop this next push, is going for bears and is about to get into rejuvenation. This is going to be looking very strong if he can in fact engage this next fight, but there is also glaive throwers coming in from Foggy. Foggy now engaging with glaive throwers as well, and we're going to be looking at, wow, interesting fight here. True Shot aura not yet available, as we now see 4 glaive throwers with 1-0 upgrades. Foggy completely flipping the script on what I thought he was trying to do. That Tree of Life early on may have just been a complete bait to one particular strategy, as we now see a little bit of range damage coming in. All right, damage is still being come across here. All right, low hit point glaive thrower needs to be picked up here in just a moment and will be dropped back down. Beautiful play by Foggy here, as we now see one Huntress getting taken out. Level 2 now on the Priestess of the Moon. The Wisp are constantly repairing as more and more Huntresses are falling. Sonik unable to really fight back here at all, as there is just so much healing and so much damage being brought to the table. All right, level 2 Priestess of the Moon does not have True Shot aura. That is actually one of the strangest things I've seen in quite some time. Why doesn't it have True Shot aura, as the gargantuan sea turtles somehow engage. All right, so a wisp was somehow dropped over there, causing the units to try and engage, as we now see the remaining glaives still trying to fight back here. Demon Hunter sitting at level 1 does have an Orb of Venom. Priestess of the Moon still engaging here once again, and we are still seeing some more heals being brought over. All right, Ancient of Lore, are they going to get into bear form? That is going to be the big question. 1 Huntress, 2 Huntresses picked up at the right moment, being picked up and dropped off constantly as the Demon Hunter finally gets to, got to level 2. I thought he was at level 2 for quite some time. Yeah, he was at level 2 for quite some time. We are still fighting more and more of these units here. Bears are now out on the field as Foggy is going to go ahead and pick up more units again. Another production building now lost. There goes a glaive. Priestess of the Moon now sitting at level 3. True Shot Aura level 2 finally being added as the units are now purposely dropping themselves behind these ancient protectors. All right, very strong micro play here. Anytime the Demon Hunter is able to target one specific unit, all of a sudden it is gone from the map, as we are now looking at the True Shot Aura and the Huntress is winning out in this fight. A crazy battle has ensued here as 4 very low hit point glaive throwers look to finish off this Tree of Eternity. All right, let's take a look at this Demon Hunter. How is it going to escape? Wow, that was a lot of evasion right there, as that is going to be the game. Foggy taking game number 1 in a bit of a head-scratcher move. Not quite sure how he did it. Well, actually, know exactly how he did it. He showed Tree of Life, forced Foggy to, or forced Sonik to try and be aggressive, and thought that he would be able to win in the late game, canceled the Tree of Life, got some gold back, went for double Ancients of War, stayed at tier 1, and was able to get a very strong 1-0 army. Thanks for watching, thanks for listening, hope you guys enjoyed game number 1. Please stay tuned for game number 2.